أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس إن كنتم في ريب من البعث فإنا خلقناكم من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم من علقة ثم من مضغة مخلقة وغير مخلقة لنبين لكم ونقر في الأرحام ما نشاء إلى أجل مسمى ثم نخرجكم طفلا ثم لتبلغوا أشدكم ومنكم من يتوفى ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا وترى الأرض هامدة فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء اهتزت وربت وأنبتت من كل زوج بهيج ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأنه يحيي الموتى وأنه على كل شيء قدير. Allah Rabbul Alameen, who is Ahsanul Khaliqeen, the best and the greatest creator, states in the Noble Qur'an in Surah Al-HAJJ, O people, if you have doubt, revival on the day of judgment, of resurrection, ponder therefore upon this. So if you have any doubt in relation to revival on the day of resurrection, for you to rise after your death, then ponder therefore upon this, that we created you from dust, then from a drop of liquid, then from a clot of blood, then from a piece of flesh, formed and unformed, so that we show our signs to you, and we keep whomsoever we will in the wombs of mothers up to an appointed time, then extract you as an infant, then gave you age for this reason, that you may reach your maturity. And amongst you is the one who dies earlier, and amongst you is the one who is made to face the most hopeless old age, that after knowing knows nothing due to absent-mindedness in old age. And you see the earth deserted, then When we sent down water upon it, it became fresh and developed and produced beautiful pears of all types. This is because only Allah is the truth, and because He will revive the dead, and because He is able to do all things. In these glorious verses of the Noble Qur'an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses mankind and says, if you have any doubt in relation to the process of resurrection, in relation to you rising after your death, then ponder where you came from. We created you from dust, and then all the processes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, from dust to a drop of liquid, then to a clot of blood, then we formed you into a piece of flesh, and so on and so forth. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says we developed you into a child, then into old age. Some of you die early, whilst others reach old age and they know nothing after knowing everything. This is indication of illnesses and conditions like dementia, which have been mentioned in the Noble Qur'an over 1400 years ago. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the example of the earth. The earth was dead, and then we sent down water and it became fresh. It was lifeless, and we gave it life with water, and all forms and all beautiful pears of all types then grow from this earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after describing all of this, says, this is because Allah is the only one who is the truth. ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْحَقِّ وَأَنَّهُ يُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. And because He will revive the dead. This is how He will revive the dead. And because He is able to do all things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautifully mentions the entire cycle of life and says, oh man, if Allah can take you through these steps and develop you from dust, then when you become dust, when you die, surely Allah is able to resurrect you on the Day of Judgment. And similarly in Surah Al-Mu'min, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes similarly the process of creation. And He states, هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ مِن نُطْفَةٍ ثُمَّ مِنْ عَلَقَةٍ ثُمَّ يُخْرِجُكُمْ طِفْلًا ثُمَّ لِتَبْلُغُوا أَشُدَّكُمْ ثُمَّ لِتَكُونُوا شُيُوخًا وَمِنْكُمْ مَنْ يُتَوَفَّى مِنْ قَبْلُ وَلِتَبْلُغُوا أَجَلًا مُسَمًّى وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ هُوَ الَّذِي يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ فَإِذَا قَضَى أَمْرًا فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونُ. He states that it is He who created you from clay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds mankind, you came from clay. That is your origin. Then from the drop of liquid, then from a clot of blood, then brings you forth as a child, then keeps you alive for you to reach adulthood, then to become old. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking us through all of our stages and processes throughout our lives. And He states that some amongst you pass away earlier, and this is done for a reason. This is the hikmah of Allah Rabbul Alameen, the wisdom of Allah Rabbul Alameen, that you may reach an appointed time, an appointed term, and in order that you may understand. And then He says, هُوَ الَّذِي يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. It is He who gives life and causes death. Only He can give life, and only He can cause death. فَإِذَا قَضَى أَمْرًا فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونُ. When He decrees something, when He decides something, He only says to it, be, and it immediately becomes. Such is His power of creation. Such is His majesty, that for Him all of these processes, and for Him to resurrect you from the dead, is not anything significant whatsoever. It is just a matter of an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Finally, in Surah Al-HAJJ, Allah again similarly describes the process of creation and questions man to say, do you now question how you will rise from the dead when we gave you life from nothing? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ أَن يُتْرَكَ سُدًى أَلَمْ يَكُ نُطْفَةً مِّن مَّنِيٍّ يُمْنَىٰ ثُمَّ كَانَ عَلَقَةً فَخَلَقَ فَسَوَّىٰ فَجَعَلَ مِنْهُ الزَّوْجَيْنِ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَىٰ أَلَيْسَ ذَلِكَ بِقَادِرٍ عَلَىٰ أَن يُحْيِيَ الْمَوْتَىٰ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, does man assume that he will be let loose? And then all of the process of creation again. أَلَمْ يَكُ نُطْفَةً مِّن مَّنِيٍّ يُمْنَىٰ ثُمَّ كَانَ عَلَقَةً فَخَلَقَ فَسَوَّىٰ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, in other verses which I've described, has gone through and explained all of these processes. And then he says, فَجَعَلَ مِنْهُ الزَّوْجَيْنِ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَىٰ. So he made from it the drop, two pairs, male and female. And then he says, the Almighty, the creator of all creation, he says, أَلَيْسَ ذَلِكَ بِقَادِرٍ عَلَىٰ أَن يُحْيِيَ الْمَوْتَىٰ. Will he who has done all of this not be able to give life to the dead? Is this something that you do not contemplate and do not think about? That if he is able to give you life from the dead, you were nothing and he created you through these processes, then surely he will be able to resurrect you on the day of judgment and you will all face him on the last day. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.